Okay, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be looking at a couple of charts on China property prices. And the reason that I'm covering this is because one of these charts appeared in the latest edition of the weekly macro themes. Wasn't really focused on property prices as such, but more on the trends there in fixed asset investment and how that's really having a real material impact on global economy, China's economy in particular, and especially commodity prices. So if you're interested in any of those topics, China fixed asset investment, global economy, commodities, make sure that you follow the link down there in the About section. It'll take you to a summary of the latest weekly macro themes, and you can request a copy or a trial through that. So just over the weekend, actually, we got the latest round of property data and property price data for February in China. And first chart that we'll look at here, so it shows the median year-on-year price gains across the Tier 1 cities, so the largest cities in the black line, and then all the rest of them in the blue line. And you can see, that the blue line, that it's the property price rebound there that we've seen very dramatically in Tier 1 has taken quite a while to come through, and outside of the Tier 1 cities, but it is starting to actually very gradually but surely accelerate, and you can see that here. So the red line is the proportion of cities that are seeing actual year-on-year gains, positive ones, and you can see there that it is actually starting to broaden out, and that comes at the same time as you're seeing average property price gains starting to roll over. And I thought it was interesting, just as I was preparing this video, you look at this chart and you can see that oftentimes, or at least two of the times, Tier 1 cities price gains, they rolled over first, and then Tier 1, ex-Tier 1 only really followed later on, happened there. They both collapsed at the same time there. That was for pretty specific reasons. Very heavy-handed, broad tightening measures were applied. I mean, this really was a manufactured collapse in property prices, and then again, this has been very much a manufactured surge in property prices. About a year ago, probably around this point here, the government decided that they were going to embark on a set of policies to drive destocking, and because there's been very much a lot of overbuilding, particularly in those ex-Tier 1 cities, the smaller cities, and they cut interest rates, they cut sales taxes, they cut the minimum down payment that you had to make, reduced the limits on purchases, and even did a little bit of adjustments to the qualifications, or the benefits or restrictions on how rural residents can actually buy in the smaller cities. So they actually unlocked a bit of demand versus the other ones are sort of more cyclical, macroprudential, monetary policy kind of measures. But the long story short is that they threw just about everything at it, and as a result, you've had particularly Tier 1 cities go crazy, and you're starting to see it resurge in the smaller cities as well. Now, the bears on China, the ones that prefer to take a glass half empty view, will be paying quite a lot of attention to this, particularly in the context of those two downturns, and noticing that rolled over, and you'll be getting, if you're a bear and you're getting excited about that, you're going to love the next chart. So this here one, pretty much pointing to a downturn in property prices in China. So if you look at this red line, it's interest rates, basically long-term interest rates, inverted. So you can see, it's interest rates have gone up quite a lot, and it's got a 12-month lead. So interest rates, intuitively, interest rates should impact the property market, and it should come through with a lead. So you can take some confidence in that it's not necessarily just curve fitting or fun with charts. It's when interest rates go up, it makes it harder for borrowers to borrow as much. It increases the burden on existing borrowers, and overall it takes a little bit of marginal buying demand out of the market, and so it's quite really straightforward that you would actually see if interest rates surge like that, property prices start to roll over, or at least the pace of gains would certainly start to slow down. And I think if this one does play out as it kind of looks like it might, then this is going to be one of the key charts to watch over the next 12 months. Property prices can probably still go further in the very short term, but as this starts to play through, you start to see downward pressure on property prices in China, and we've already started to see a little bit on property restrictions coming in the top tier cities, so you can see that that's already started to have an impact, and that's going to cause probably a little bit of slowing pressure in China, and certainly on commodities. It's probably more of a later in the year or a next year story, but this is probably one of the key risk charts to have on your radar at the moment. So and it's one that we've come back to a couple of times, and we'll be watching and discussing a lot in the weekly macro themes. So make sure that you get in touch about that, and if you have any questions, comments, complaints, leave them below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.